In this video, we're going to use the MB5 to address tight hips. The muscles around the hips can oftentimes become short and dysfunctional due to sedentary lifestyle. The muscles around the hips that we're going to address will be the glute, the TFL, and the adductor. Now, to identify the glute, we're going to position the MB5 just above the back pocket. For the TFL, we're going to position the MB5 towards the front of the hip, and for the adductor, we're going to position the MB5 on the inner thigh. Now, let's get started with the glute. To get into position here, we're going to take a seat on a flat surface, set the MB5 on the ground, and put the muscle on top. Now, we have three different techniques in our programming here. We're going to start with the leg raise, then we're going to move to an external rotation, and then to an internal rotation. So let's take a big breath in. As you release, we're going to perform 4 leg raises by bringing the knee towards the chest and back down. There's 1. There's 2, a nice consistent motion. Make sure you breathe as you go through this. There's 3, we have 1 more. There's 4. Now we're going to put the foot flat on the ground. 2 external rotations. So we're going to let the knee fall towards the floor. Doesn't have to touch the floor, go as far as you feel comfortable with. There's 2. Now we have 2 internal rotations where we push the knee across the midline. There's 1. 1 more here will be 2. Now, if you're performing this on your own, you can go through that entire process one more time. We're going to move on to the TFL. For the TFL, we're going to get into a side lying position. The MB5 is going to be placed on the ground and the muscle placed directly on top of it. And again, in our programming, we have 3 different techniques. We're first going to roll through the area, then perform cross frictions, and then perform knee bends. So let's take a big breath in. As you release, we're going to roll the body up and down 4 times. This is a nice slow roll, maintaining consistent breathing and a consistent pace. There's 3, we're going to breathe and release as we move down and up. There's 4, perfect. Now we're going to move on to our cross frictions. Here, we're going to shift the body forward and back 2 times. There's 1, we have 1 more. There's 2, that's perfect. Now we're going to move to our last technique for the TFL, knee bends. We're going to get 2 knee bends. There's knee bend 1. 1 more here is knee bend 2. And if you're working on this on your own, you can go through that entire process one more time. Let's move on to the adductors. Here, we're going to lie face down. We're going to place the MB5 on the ground with the muscle directly on top. We have 3 techniques in our programming, starting off with rolling through the area, then cross frictions, then knee bends. So let's take a big breath in. As you release, we're going to roll through the area 4 times by shifting the body side to side. There's 1. There's 2, nice consistent rolling here. There's 3, we have 1 more. There's 4, perfect. Now we're going to move on to our cross frictions. We have 2 cross frictions where we're going to move the leg up and back down. There's 1, we have 1 more. There's 2. Our last technique here is knee bends. So breathe, release, we're going to bend the knee and then extend it back out. Just extend as far as you feel comfortable with, and 1 more. There's 2, perfect. And again, if you're performing this on your own, you can go through that entire process one more time. You can go ahead and relax. So that's how we would use the MB5 to address tight hips. If you'd like more information, check us out online at tptherapy.com.